Hey guys, what's up? As you can tell from the title, this is going to be another, I believe that's the third beginner's guide to dip. And I will probably keep making these videos every so often as I go because as I go, keep dipping and keep trying more things, I gain a little bit more knowledge and I realize, this could be done differently, all that stuff. So, uh, before we get into it, let's pack a lip. Fresh can of Copenhagen uncracked. Ooh, cracking on camera. Oh shit. Usually I don't have a problem. My nails are short, but that usually ain't a problem. There we go. You hear that sound? That's like porn. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but new can, ain't gotta pack it, don't care, pack it anyway. So, as always, there's, somewhat of a pinch missing from all Copenhagen cans. Alright, holding it over my mud jug just in case. Alright. Oh, it burns. My gums are kind of fucked right now. So anyway, I got a lot to cover, so I'm gonna get talking. So you wanna get into dip. First question, why? Uh, well, why do we dip? Um, Nicotine is a reason. Uh, Once you start getting nicotine, and it's kind of hard to stop getting nicotine. I mean, it's not impossible, and I don't think it's hard to do because I can go days without dipping. I get a little cranky, but then all the time that I've been a dipper, which is not that long, but I have probably on accident quit like 6 times because I work every day and can't really dip. Tired at night, don't feel like dipping, so just gone like 4 days without dipping, and I don't feel the need for it anymore. But I throw it in anyway because I like dip. That's another reason we like to do it. I like to dip, not just because of the feeling, but because of the taste. I like to spit. As far as men go, it makes us feel a little more manly. We're walking down the road, fucking spitting. It makes us feel like fucking Hank Williams right there. But let's see. Why else do we dip? Maybe someone you look up to dips, and or maybe friends dip and they offer it to you and you try it, and that's all up to you. Why you want to dip is why you want to dip. Do it for yourself though. Don't do it for other jack-offs. Um, Before you get into dip, obviously know the risks. Yes, yes. As much as we love to say that dip is a lot much safer than cigarettes, which it is, there are still risks to it. You still can get cancer. It's very unlikely, but you still can. Um, you can. I guess there are no risks. I can't really think of anything else. Cancer is the big thing. Your gums recede a little bit. You know, it can hurt your teeth if you don't keep your teeth brushed and all that stuff. I mean, you'll be fine as long as you take care of yourself. Yeah, spring is bit today. Now, with that out of the way, we'll get into finding something that works for you. Find a dip that works for you. If this means you don't want to go out and buy a can, that's fine. If you have a buddy that dips or a brother or something, say, hey, can I try that? Blah blah blah. Try different dips. Find something that works for you, and you'll have a better experience dipping. Um, for those of you who, first of all, uh, are leery about dip, you don't want to have something in your lip. I'm not going to say do pouches because that's no. If you do pouches, I don't care. But I found that pouches are not the same experience. So if you want to make sure that you're going to feel comfortable with something in your lip before you start incorporating a buzz to it, try like a fake dip. Jerky chew would be okay, I guess, too. But they make, these are actually to quit dip. They make mint dip. It's not actually tobacco, it's just mint. If you're going to get something, I would not recommend getting cherry, because I got this a long time ago just to try it. And it smells okay. Tastes like shit. Made me want to puke. Or you can get, this is actually what I started out with, is snus. It's different. It's finer cut and it comes in pouches. It's the only pouches where I understand why you do it, because it's a powder. That's literally what it is. It's just a powder. But over time, and this happens with dip too, you start having to take more and more. I was up to, every time I snussed, I was doing 4 or 5 pouches, and that was when I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go to dip, because I'm spending a fucking fortune on this anyway. But that's that. Good beginner dips. The only one that really comes to mind that is a great beginner dip, in my opinion, is Hawken. It's really more of a dip chew kind of stuff, if I've heard, but I've always dipped it. I only dipped this once or twice. I don't mind it. It's good, but I don't get a buzz off of it. Which is why it's a good beginner dip. You're not going to get a killer buzz off of it, and it's not going to make you sick. If you get sick from this, I'm going to be real surprised. Another good beginner dip is I started with Skoal before I went to Copenhagen. I eventually went to Copenhagen, and that's what I've stuck with for the last 2 years. So Skoal and Hawken are usually pretty good. If you like wintergreen candy, get a wintergreen dip. If you like fruity dips, get a Skoal dip. Just what you like. Your first dip, if you haven't already taken your first dip, is going to be probably your biggest dip experience, because your first dip is going to give you the biggest buzz, usually, and it can make you sick. That's why, for your first dip, first of all, I'll show you how to pack a can. You can pack it on the top. You take your thumb, you can practice like this. Try to let your finger go loose and smack it. If you get that sound, you're doing it right. Do the same thing with the can. Or what I like to do is on the side. Same basic concept, just on the side of the can. And that packs it pretty well. So that's how you pack a can. If it's your first dip, I wouldn't go in and take, a big dip like that. That's too big for a beginner. I would take something more like that. That's kind of loose, but you get the picture. It's something small, because you don't want a huge dip. It's going to ruin dip for you, and you're not going to like it. How to maintain your dip. Oh, wait, hold on. Back to the first experience. It's going to burn. You're going to get a buzz, and it's going to burn a little bit. That's normal. That will go away over time. Now you're going to get it if you dip wintergreen all the time. If my lip burns a little bit, my gums, because I dip wintergreen constantly. Okay, how to maintain your dip in and out of your mouth. You're going to understand what that means in a second. How to maintain your dip in your mouth is with your tongue. When you put it in, and don't pull your lip out because you look like a pussy, use your fingers and just put it down. You're going to want to push it down with your tongue like that. And then, like you'll notice in my videos, I'm constantly using my tongue. Now, I switch it back and forth just because that's a habit of mine. It's a bad habit. It sucks. I get floaters, but I can't not do it. It's just OCD to me. If you do start dipping, I would definitely get a mud jug, because they're basically spill proof. See, you can probably hear that. It's pretty full. Turn it upside down. doesn't spill. You can have a bottle and put the cap on, but that's a pain in the ass. This is spit and forget. My advice is when you start dipping, you get into dipping, dip when you can spit. If I don't have my mud jug and I know I'm going to go into like the store and I'm not going to be able to spit, I'll take my dip out because I'm not going to have to. I've been in a store without a mud jug with a dip in, and I've had to search for a trash can or something to spit in because I'm not going to fucking spit on the floor. That's kind of rude. So dip when you can spit, or you can swallow it if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. Some people can do it. I can't. Um, you know, it's just personal preference, really. When you get done dipping, take it out. What I like to do, because if I have any dip spit left in my mouth, which I do always, I'm constantly spitting afterwards, unless I have something to drink or I have a piece of gum. Gum helps a lot because you always have a little bit of dip spit left in your mouth after you get done dipping. But if I chew a piece of gum, it makes my mouth salivate a lot, and it kind of dilutes it so I can swallow it. That's just me. You might not have that problem. I like to also, if I have something to drink, I'll swish with it, and I'll spit. And I'll spit a couple, maybe for 5 minutes afterwards. But I mean, there's times when I can just, throw it out and just, immediately not spit. I can swallow. It just depends on the day, really. Another thing that happens when you dip a lot, and don't freak out at every little thing that happens to your lip when you dip. It's not cancer, I promise you. And in 3 weeks, it's not going to be cancer. Gator lip. Gator lip is going to happen, whether you want it to or not, whether you try and try not to make it happen. It's going to happen. And you get gator lip from anything. You can get gator lip from a sucker. I know if you keep a sucker in your mouth and it's up against your cheek, it'll make your cheek rough. That's what it does to your lip. It just sits up against your lip, and it makes your lip, kind of take the form of the dip and gives you gator lip. And over time, you'll actually make a pocket if you're not like me and you don't switch it constantly. If you dip in the same spot every time, you will make a pocket, and it'll get easier and easier. I got dip on my upper lip. It'll get easier and easier to keep the dip in the same spot. I used to be able to do that. I can't anymore. I'm constantly moving it back and forth. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, because I have no answer for you. It's just a habit I got into, and I do it all the time now. See, like that. Now, when you use your tongue, you're going to get floaters coming back here. You use your tongue, and you push it back. Do that kind of number, and you should be fine. I'm running out of time. As you probably noticed, there's not going to be an intro in this video because this video is 13 minutes already. My intro takes up about a half a minute, and I'm not going to wait 9 hours to upload this video because, as a YouTube dipper, I just started using an intro, which means I have to use an editing software, and it takes me maybe an hour to render the video, and it takes me like 9 hours to upload it to YouTube. So if there's not an intro in this video, I'm sorry. So that's pretty much it. That is everything I think you should know to begin dipping or start dipping. If you're a smoker, the first buzz might not be that bad, but it is, to me, it's more potent than smoking. It's just delayed. Because I've smoked cigarettes before. You get that buzz instantly. It takes like 15 minutes to get the buzz. But anyway, I'm running out of time. That's all I have for this video. I can't really go over everything again. So if you missed something or you don't understand something, just listen to it again. Maybe it'll click, or ask me in the comments. If I missed something or I didn't explain something thoroughly, ask me in the comments and I'll gladly explain it. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and add me on Twitter. That's pretty much it. Keep dipping and spitting. And if you're not a dipper yet, start dipping and spitting, because probably the best thing I've ever done. It just makes me happy. See you guys later.